Hey guys, today is going to be a little different of a video. Usually I'm on here doing cooking or cleaning, but today it's kind of serious and a little bit sad and happy. But I've got some stuff in my lap right here of, what happened and stuff. So, if you were in the live stream last Saturday night when I was in live stream with Doc, I showed you a couple of things. I showed you some pregnancy tests and a onesie, or I didn't show the onesie, but me and Randy actually did get pregnant, and we actually found out on, I'm looking through my little planner thing right here I actually found out on the 12th of October that I was pregnant. And I didn't want to believe it because the symptoms I was having was just weird symptoms. Even Randy can vouch for me and say that I wasn't feeling myself. I wasn't myself as usual. And another thing that kind of threw it off too is I would take ovulation test. And my ovulation test wasn't getting any lighter. They weren't getting negative. I'm like, okay, something's up. So I'm a Google fanatic. I like going on Google, researching stuff. And so I was like, okay, if it's pregnancy hormone, it would make the ovulation test be positive. So I was like, okay, so I kept testing, and they kept coming back positive. So it was on the 12th that me and Randy went and got some to eat, and I stopped by the dollar store, or Dollar General, picked up 2 pregnancy tests. I asked him on the way back home, I said, what if they come back positive? I'm gonna be happy, excited. Okay, so got home, ate, did my test, and I'm going to show y'all the one from that day. This is the one from Saturday that it came back positive. It took 2 minutes because it says 3 minutes, but this thing took actually 2 minutes to came back positive. As y'all can still tell, I mean, it's even got the date on it and everything too. And I was happy. I was excited. Called my mom, told her the good news. I said, hey, you're going to be a Nene, because that's her nickname from one of my nieces. And so I was like, okay. And then something weird started happening. And I don't want to be graphic, be gruesome, whatever, but I had what they call spotting. And I researched as well on Google, and they're like, oh, that's normal. And I'm like, okay. So I just kept on with it, and it was not too bad of, bleeding. Sorry for the ones if you are eating and watching this. I'm sorry. Apologize. And I was like, okay, well, so the other test that I got with this one was a first response, and I even have the dates on them saying when I got the positive pregnancy test, or positive on them. So this is the one from Sunday that I took when Randy and his dad went hunting. I actually took this after they after they left to go hunting. I took it, and this thing, no lie, 2 seconds, after 2 seconds I took it, and it came back like that. And I'm like, okay, so I am really pregnant. So I went Monday the 14th to get blood work, and I actually have paperwork from my doctor's office of what my numbers were. So my number, my HCG number, or if y'all don't know what that is the pregnancy hormone in the woman's body, but most of y'all should know this if y'all have kids, but I digress. So my number on Monday, on the 14th, was 936.6. And when I pulled up my paperwork or my lab order from them, I was basically in the 2 to 3 week mark along, which I didn't even know I was. And they're like, okay, you know, so I went and told people. I went and told my boss at work, told him I was pregnant. He was happy for us. I mean, he even asked me, he said, well, months ago, didn't you were talking about doing an IUI or an IVF? And I was like, yeah, but we didn't. He's like, oh, you did it all natural? I said, yeah. He's like, oh, well, that's good. And then I stayed home Tuesday. I wasn't feeling good. And I was having bleeding a lot more heavier. And I called frantic, called the nurse at the doctor's office. And I said, look, I'm having not normal bleeding. Something ain't right. Okay, just lay down, keep yourself hydrated. It should go down. It kind of did, you know, a little bit passing, but whatever. But then I went back Wednesday to get more blood work done. And my number had dropped from a 9 to a 736. But I was still in the 2 to 3 week range. So then that's when they called me on Wednesday and told me, oh, well, it might be the doctor thinks that it might be a chemical pregnancy or you might be having an early miscarriage. Well, what the doctor should have told them is that he thinks that the reason why my numbers were dropping is because he thinks he should have been more detailed and said, hey, we need to make sure your numbers are elevated, so keep them up. So, you know, I was crying. I told my boss, I said, this is what's going on. And he said, look, whatever comes out, don't let it get you down. Don't let it, you know, dishearten you. I said, I'm not. I said, if whatever happens, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep being motivated by this. So, they wanted me to come back in one more time that week. So on the 18th, I went back and I stayed out of work because I just had a feeling, since my numbers had dropped, that it's something bad was going to be told. So I stayed home and I got the call that morning and my number was 227.5. But it had basically, I was still in that range of just 2 to 3 weeks. But what made it so much worse is when the people at the doctor's office called me and told me that I was experiencing a chemical pregnancy. That broke my heart. And I broke down in tears. And so then they wanted me, they said that I would be experiencing a miscarriage, an early miscarriage. And so they wanted me, as soon as I started passing it, to make an appointment with my OB, go have an injection. So I called, this was on the 21st. So the week through the 14th through the 18th is when we were pregnant, and then we found out we had lost our baby. So I went the 21st to my OB's office to get the injection shot. I'm gonna be straight with y'all. It hurt like a bitch. Excuse my language, but it hurt. And the nurse asked me, she says, do you know why you're here? I said, yes, I know why I'm here. And this injection is to help. Basically, the injection I was given was to help prevent the miscarriage. Another miscarriage from happening. So it hurt. So I went back to work, pain in my hip. So then the school was off the next 3 days after that. So I went back the 23rd, and they gave me my numbers. My number had dropped even more down to 28. And so I would check my pregnancy hormone after that. I was still checking it to see if it was still there, which it was. And when I got the number 28 back in my numbers, I still took some tests, and the line on the pregnancy test was getting lighter. So then I called, what day did I call? I called, Thursday, and I wanted to see if they could get me in. So as soon as I called them and told them I had a negative pregnancy test, they were like, yeah, we can get you in tomorrow, which was the 2nd. And they called me back, said, hey, we got your numbers. I said, okay, what's my number? It's a 2. Basically, you're down to 0. I'm like, okay, cool. So then the lady on the phone wants to tell me that they want me to come back in once I start my next cycle and do an IUI cycle. I'm not doing that. If God gave us this blessing and answered my prayer that I've been asking and praying for so long for, if he answered my prayer to actually allow me to get pregnant, do you think I'm going to let a fertility clinic help me get pregnant again? No, I'm not. I'm going to keep doing what me and Randy were doing before we even found out we were pregnant. We're eating better, drinking more water, staying hydrated. Yes, thanks to you, Yard Boy, we're actually staying hydrated, so thank you for the rehydrate. Let's see, we're taking our vitamins, taking our supplements. We're doing what we need to do. So I'm just going to let God do what he needs to do and let him just take control of this whole thing. So, but also, I'm going tomorrow to Michael's to get a shadow box. And I'm going to put the 2 pregnancy tests and the little baby onesie in with it. And I'm also going to tell y'all guys that me and Randy also thought that the baby that I was pregnant with was a boy. So, and also, I had my mom order me an ornament to go on our Christmas tree in the memory of baby Tucker. So, there it is. And, so I know that our baby is up there in heaven with his uncles and his aunts and great uncles and great aunts and great grandparents, and he's just up there having a blast, and he's my angel baby. But I know that when it's that time again, I'll have another one, and I'll get pregnant with another one. But when the time comes, I'll let y'all know. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video. I'm sorry if it's long. I'm sorry, I apologize. I wanted to just fill y'all in with the details. I'm sorry if some of it was, you know, too much. If you're sensitive stomachs, I'm so sorry. But I just wanted to share that with y'all guys. And hopefully next time that I make another video, there'll be some good news. So stay tuned. All right, bye guys.